Foresight has provided IFPRI a much wider platform in which to discuss and explore different types of policies and investments for agriculture and what their implications might be beyond what we observe now. I think the connection with the scientific community and the greater community that looks to the future of agriculture and the environment has been a great entry point that has been provided by doing foresight studies for IFPRI. For example, the Millennium Ecosystem Assessment study of 2005 was one in which we collaborated with a number of research groups that were looking at the implications and pressures on global environmental systems and the degradation of ecosystems and the quality of certain services like food provision and what could be done about it. So I think taking a foresight approach, being collaborative and engaging with other scientists in a participatory way to do foresight analyses that imagine alternative futures and how policy and investments could be mobilized differently really allowed IFPRI, I think, to expand the scope of its analyses for agriculture, to be more global in its outlook, to involve and engage in some of the scientific debates that would otherwise have been difficult for IFPRI to do by itself as an institution. And I think in the process of doing that in the last couple of years, I mentioned the Millennium Ecosystem Assessment, but there's also been the UNEP Global Environmental Outlook Assessments and the International Assessment for Agricultural Science and Technology for Development. Those have been other types of studies of that nature in which we've had to engage with other scientists and researchers from a wide range of disciplines, as well as a wide range of stakeholders who have concerns for their own geographical regions. So that's given, I think, IFPRI entree into a much wider range of discussion venues and really topics that would otherwise be difficult to do. And by extension, I think that has provided a good platform for the rest of the CGIAR, centers who are concerned about the prospects for certain cropping systems or the livelihoods of people in certain types of ecological zones in the semi-arid tropics or in the tropical regions. I think it's also provided them with an analytical platform in which they can evaluate the effectiveness of their programs and also be able to look forward and anticipate things that we aren't seeing now but which we might anticipate in the future. So I think overall the engagement in foresight has been positive both for IFPRI as well as for the rest of the CGIAR. In fact, the entire restructuring of the CGIAR was centered around a foresight type of exercise, the strategy and results framework, in which forward thinking about what are the pressures on food systems and what is the effect that research and policy can have, and how do you prioritize your investments and your research efforts in order to deal with those types of threats and opportunities, I think was a result of mobilizing foresight in a positive way and using it for prioritization of research and policy effort. And I think that's definitely going to be the trend that we'll continue with in the future.